Greetings Ravens, FiOth here, and today I'm bringing you Gundam Unicorn. I tried to replicate mostly the aesthetics of the beloved mobile suit. What I did is come as close to it looking like Unicorn as I could, whilst making a few sacrifices. This is a pretty nimble AC, but it has its shortcomings, specifically since I had to use these pathetic legs. Disclaimer, you can change them and get more leeway out of a better pair. I am using exactly what you would find on this Gundam in the anime. That is a right hand weapon, left hand weapon, the saber or blade, and left shoulder defense mechanism. A right shoulder doesn't carry anything, and I was at the limit of my carry weight. So if you want to optimize this equipment wise, you can go right ahead. Throughout this video I will be breaking down what I am using, why I'm using it, and I'll also show you the color palette that produces this pinkish red that is also a trademark of the Unicorn Gundam. Let's get to it. We'll start with the generator. We are using the VE20B. This is my generator of choice because it sports the highest energy firearm spec out of any generator, whilst also able to support our energy requirements. For your information, for every point above 100 when it comes to energy firearm spec, you're getting 0.5% extra damage. At 150, you're getting 25% more damage out of your energy weapons. So it's quite a lot. You have to make some sacrifices when it comes to the overall performance of the generator, but the firearm spec is totally worth it in my opinion. For our generator, we're using the Talbot. That is because it offers a very good blend of close and mid-range assist, whilst long range is kinda weak. You are not going to land too many shots with a plasma rifle against an AC from extreme distances. It's a slow-moving projectile, especially when we're talking the charged version. So fighting at mid-range is very optimal, and when you have to go in with a blade, close range assist will help you get that extra tiny bit of thrust towards the enemy that you need to land the slashes. Our booster is the BSTG2P04. It is an overall healthy booster with very good QB reload time, and melee attack thrust is about 50% of the optimal you can get. The good thing about this, it's not very energy hungry and not very heavy because, as I said, these legs are atrocious, but it doesn't excel at anything either. It is a pretty well balanced booster that will get the job done on this kind of build. Now legs, we're using the Alba. These are Rusty's AC legs, and they're really bad, man. They are heavy, their AP is kinda dookie, they're power hungry, they overall suck. But they're so close to the aesthetic of the Unicorn. You can trade this for anything, pretty much. You can go Mind Alpha if you change the generator or change some things up. You can go a lot of things and they will perform better, and you will be able to carry more load, which means that you might be able to carry another weapon. The thing is, I wanted to approach, as I said, the aesthetics as much as possible, so compromises had to be made. Unicorn Gundam doesn't carry any more armaments in this configuration anyway, so as far as authenticity goes, this is pretty much spot on. Not the most spammable of builds, but surely one that fits the theme. For the arms, we're using the Alba, and we're using the Alba because of their overall stats and ability to carry them and utilize them. They also have pretty high firearm specialization and kinda good melee specialization, so you are getting pretty good damage on your melees and pretty good tracking on your ranged attacks. We're using a firearm that will require some tracking, so having a good value at firearm specialization is pretty important. Our chassis is the BD012 Belander C3, and just look at it, man. It's pretty much point for point Gundam Unicorn. Like when I saw it and imagined the colors on it, I was 100% this was the one I was going for. No questions asked, this is pretty excellent. Our head is the Alba as well. I picked this because it has a couple tiny horns that are symmetrical and not something that look totally strange. I can paint the back golden like the extended horns of the unicorn, and the eyes are kinda Gundam-y, sporting this cyan color. Fits the bill, so this is it. For our left shoulder, we're using the Pulse Skatum, the V61 PSA. It is a shield that can be sustained, and whilst it's being opened, it will mitigate a lot of damage, as you can see, damage mitigation and impact dampening at full, but deployment range is kind of the worst of the bunch. This thing has to remain open for it to function optimally. And of course, as you keep it open, it kind of overheats over time and then you have to let it go. If you can time your defenses well, it's pretty bulky and it will protect you, but you have to know how to use a shield. I'm not the best at it, but you can make it work. Our back unit is empty, as we already discussed. Our left arm is using the HI-32BUTTA. It's the pulse blade, the default one. The default blade is totally fine, by the way. People just leave it behind because other things become available. But it's a pretty hefty weapon, allows for a double charge or one charge slash, and the range is pretty good. If you're using a booster that will propel you even further for the melee thrust, it can be even deadlier, but again, energy consumption had us at a certain point. Very viable weapon though. Right arm is the plasma rifle VVC 760PR. I considered going for other energy weapons, but I like both the color of this thing and the fact that you can deny a lot of real estate if you manage to hit somewhat close to your target. Because this is our only main firearm, being able to cause some collateral damage became quite paramount. The problem with this thing is that if you charge it and shoot, as you can see here in the demonstration, it overcharges right away, and that is a huge problem, because even if you manage to stagger afterwards with the melee attacks, you will have to wait for this thing. So I hope you can utilize some kicks. Last but not least, our expansion is Pulse Armor, and this is right at home with Unicorn, because if you watch the anime, whilst it's morphing, it is encased in an energy barrier so it doesn't get destroyed, and this fits the bill. It's just a shield surrounding the AC. Since we're not using any decals, I'm gonna just show you the colors here from top to bottom, and you can just take a screenshot of this and replicate it. Here you should be seeing the code for PlayStation if you just want to grab it and use it as is, or you can just go step by step as I showed here and recreate the entirety of the AC. So this is it, people, my Mobile Suit GN Unicorn. I hope you like it. I am making thematic builds like this pretty much every other day. Sub, like, and hit the bell if you want more. If you have any ideas on how to optimize this, let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!